Enchanted April.
Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing really well. My name is Marty and today we're going to be watching Enchanted April from 1991. Thank you for requesting this. There's a lot of famous faces in this. Going into this completely blind, I don't know what this is about. If you'd like to check out the full uncut reaction to this, you can see it over on the Patreon page or as a YouTube member as well. But this is Enchanted April from 1991. I've been past there. 1920s London by the looks of it. I also liked that saturation in colour from the old look. Wisteria and sunshine. Small medieval Italian castle. That sounds so nice. Film editor Dick Allen.
Thanks, lad.
To wounded soldier, sixpence.
She keeps a note. Interesting that in London they've got the Manchester Gazette, that newspaper a minute ago.
You're reading about the castle in Wisteria?
Yes.
Why? It seems so wonderful and such a miserable day.
Perhaps that's why it seems so wonderful.
It is wonderful.
But it's not worth wasting one's time thinking about.
Oh, no, it is. I believe we're neighbours.
Oh, they're neighbours, but they don't know each other.
Mrs. Rose Arbuthnot.
Mrs. Lottie Wilkins. I don't suppose that means much to you. Sometimes it doesn't mean much to me. I am Mrs. Wilkins.
She wants to get away from everything.
I've never really liked the name Wilkins.
Because husband's name?
It is Melash's name. Melash Wilkins is my husband.
Husband.
Stuck with it. He's very handsome.
That must be nice for you.
She needs a friend more than her husband, I presume.
Handsomeness is a gift from God, like any other.
Why don't we?
She's intense.
Don't we try and get it? Not just say how wonderful it would be without doing anything about it, as we have been doing for years.
I like how they've kind of, even though they don't know each other, they're kind of sticking together because
The castle, the wisteria, everything.
I think she's under the thumb of the husband a little bit.
Cost half. And you look as though you wanted it as much as I do. You look so beautiful and so sad.
I can't bear it. My husband says I have the face of a disappointed Madonna.
So they both have similar.
Sometimes I think he keeps copies of everything he says. If you wish for something hard enough, it happens. We hardly know each other. But we would if we were together for a whole month. Small nest egg I've saved for a rainy day, and this is a rainy day.
It is. Yes, it's Alfred
I
Molina.
told you before about buying flowers. They are an extravagance of the most blatant kind. They always die, Lottie.
Poor woman.
I like the colour and...
We're not rich, Lottie. I own no stocks and shares.
The house is quite elegant though.
What would happen to you tomorrow? I would be knocked down by a tram.
She's like, that would be a good idea.
To watch every penny, Lottie.
I understand, Melash.
You are still recording every purchase you make in that book I bought you, I hope? Now, we should arrive at 8:40, I think.
Whatever you say, dear.
8:30 is too early. We look too eager.
Can't I stay at home, Melash? All these artists, I never know what to say to them.
You praise them and you can't go wrong.
I'm sure your sister won't mind if I don't turn up.
I have to be seen as a reliable family man.
This is the kind of thing I don't like about relationships in some ways. Certain relationships. Following the other half like a sheep.
Have become discontented with their solicitors, extricate themselves, part of it.
I really like the cinematography in this to show how they're feeling. Disgusting close-ups of the face because she's disgusted with him.
If you would mind. Apple dumplings.
Oh, I love apple dumplings. You're serving all my favourites tonight. You haven't finished your soul.
I'm not hungry.
No, I'll have it.
Because she's nervous and I think she's walking on eggshells a little
The
bit.
devil never sleeps when it comes to temptation. The Lord knows how to deliver the godly out of temptation.
We could get away for a whole month.
Heaven isn't somewhere else. It's here.
It isn't for me.
She's brilliant.
I choose, and it just isn't.
Yep. Always what he wants to do, and she lives his life, not her own.
I'm sure it must be wrong to go on being good for so long you become miserable and you aren't happy. I've been doing things for other people and I don't believe I'm loved any better.
Are you all right?
No, not entirely.
I've never spoken to anyone like this in my life. I don't know what's come over me.
Not been able to.
It's the advertisement.
And us being so miserable. There's no harm asking about it, is there?
She cut it out.
Hello, my dear.
Jim Broadbent. I had no idea he'd be the husband.
Thank you. I had enough at the reception.
Yes, I can see.
It was for my book. You should have been there, my dear. I missed you.
I wonder.
Of course I did. I thought about us in Vienna.
Okay, so they have a bit more of a close relationship.
Matter. The golden rule is, if you've got yourself in a hole, stop digging.
Drink your milk, Frederick. It'll settle your stomach.
People seem to like it.
Madame de
No
Pompadour.
one should ever write a book God wouldn't like to read.
It's the way I earn a living.
Out of the immorality of fallen women.
They are dead.
Sin never dies.
That's rather a depressing thought. I know your views, so I've always been very careful. You are married to Frederick Arbuthnot, gentleman. Gerald Arundel wrote this. Nobody knows it's a pseudonym.
Oh,
I'm thinking of taking a holiday in Italy.
okay.
It's a splendid idea.
That's what I thought you'd say.
That's for the money.
I shall be using my own.
You only have to ask. It works out rather well, because I shall be out and about promoting my book. And of course, I shall be starting the next one, Theodora, the Slave Princess.
I kind of feel like they're in the opposite situation.
£60, Lottie. We could buy a great many books for the poor. There's something immoral about all this.
Love how they're being so sneaky.
No, thank you. No.
About renting the castle in Italy.
I am very sorry. Do come in, ladies.
Okay, that's a lot of books. I was going to say, I love the bookshelves, but...
Often a couple of days business. Italy, here's my card. But my real love is the oboe.
Interesting character.
The pianoforte. That's a ticket to the opera.
I do beg your pardon.
I thought of myself as a fluty kind of person.
We sent you a letter about renting the castle in.
The terms satisfactory?
Yes.
What were the terms?
£60?
Checks are more usual. However, I'm richer and you're happier, and I think I know which is best.
This kind of reminds me of... I think it must have been because it was made around the same kind of time, I think. I can't remember what it's called.
Photographs?
Oh, it's beautiful. Just gazing in adoration there.
Your husband is going with you, Mrs. Arbuthnot?
No.
No.
I'm sorry. No right to. I do understand. Sad times. The war.
Thank you.
Has she made out that he's in the war?
Well, I think you'll fit in very well, San Salvatore. There are several portraits of you on the walls.
Portraits of me?
Madonnas. Exactly like you, Mrs. Arbuthnot.
Flirting, I see.
Looking disappointed.
No more than usual.
She's panicking.
Rose, we've done it!
The holiday of a lifetime. It's a nice clock.
You would have thought that hundreds were the chance of sharing a month's peace and quiet. I can't understand why we've only had 2 replies.
I knew them all, you know.
Oh, are they wanting to go as like a group?
Dear Alfred Tennyson, who pulled my pigtails, and I sat on Mr. Carlyle's knee. Oh, how he scowled. I'm a perfect sharer of your holiday. All I wish to do is sit in the shade and remember better times and better men. I'm very fond of flowers, too.
Is it because of the money? I've just thought. So they split the money each way.
I remember spending a weekend with my father at Box Hill.
Who lived at Box Hill?
George Meredith, the novelist.
Did you know Keats?
Keats? No, I didn't. And I didn't know Shakespeare or Chaucer either.
Or Dickens.
Just that they're immortal, aren't they? I've always thought of immortals as being immortal. They're alive, but they're dead. It's odd.
Always in fantasies in her head.
I thought I saw Keats the other day in Hampstead. It was about tea time.
I hope you're not in the habit of seeing dead people, however distinguished. It's not in the best of taste.
Oh, no.
I'm sure the last thing I would want to see my late husband, Mr. Fisher, crossing the road in front of my house.
I'm sure
Don't take her on holiday.
everything seems in order.
Your references are satisfactory.
Our references.
Yeah, should be the other way around.
Aren't we the ones who ought to be asking for references? From
Because they're taking you on holiday.
These should be satisfactory.
The President of the Royal Academy, Archbishop of Canterbury, Governor of the Bank of England.
Oh, yes.
I've known them for years.
I don't think references are very nice things amongst decent people. We're not businessmen, are we? They have to distrust each other.
References do bring a certain atmosphere into our plans, which isn't quite what we want, so I don't
Yeah, they make it more businessy.
think we'll take up yours or give you ours. In which case I shall assume that you don't wish to join us.
Because they've realised that she's not their kind of person.
Yeah, I waive all references. Forgive me if I don't see you out.
Oh, I don't know if she looks a little bit hurt by
Lady
that.
Caroline Dester. Oh, she sounds very grand.
Wealthy, probably, as well.
You see her with us at San Salvatore. I'm Caroline Dester.
Oh, charmed, I'm sure.
Mrs. Wilkins.
How do you do? Do sit down.
Thank you.
Maids waiting on her hand and foot.
It will be very quiet.
Not many gentlemen.
Just the waves. It sounds like heaven.
It does actually sound like heaven.
Which I love, and not in a hotel, which I loathe. Best of all, I won't be staying with friends. I'll be with strangers.
Why is that so wonderful?
Because no one
You
knows.
won't be able to mention a single person I know.
Yeah, I was going to say, no one knows
You
you.
don't know anyone I know, do you?
No, I don't think so.
Good. It's so boring otherwise.
Sometimes that's the nicest way to be.
I want to just sit and not be the centre of everything all the time. You know what that's like.
No, I don't. Neither do I.
Well, it's very wearing. Everybody makes demands,
Can imagine.
especially men.
Yes.
I don't feel like it's the men that make all the demands. She seems like she's got her head screwed on.
Marvellous party.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if you really deserve it. I have inscribed with a
Wait.
personal message for you.
Wait, he's at the party with her. Her party. Their daughter. Oh god, the eyes he's given her. Creepy.
Gerald.
You look lovely.
I know, thank you, Gerald.
You mustn't monopolise Caroline, even though you are the guest of honour, Mr. Arundel.
You're going away, I hear.
With your wife, yes.
My lips are sealed.
I need to get away.
Where are you going?
If I told you, I wouldn't be getting away, would I?
Funny how she said, you don't know anybody I know, do you?
I just must have some time alone.
Why do I feel like he's going to find out? Just so he can be there.
Frederick?
Good night, my dear.
They even sleep in separate rooms. Shirley Valentine. That's the thing I was thinking of. It reminds me a little bit of where
The apricot tart was especially fine.
the women want to be independent.
There's something I want to talk to you about.
Something I want to talk to you too about, my dear. I'm thinking of taking you to Italy for Easter.
What?
What?
To the same place.
Frankly, I can afford it. With all due modesty to my efforts. Italy rather than Switzerland, which is vile in April.
She's like, no, 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 no.
The change, it would be nice to go together. A second person is always useful in a country whose language one doesn't speak, to look after the luggage while one communicates with the natives.
No, she doesn't want to be just there looking after the luggage.
You seem stunned, my dear.
I am.
Yes, well, you don't seem very enthusiastic about it.
Because it ruins her own
It's the
holiday.
most extraordinary coincidence. I've been invited by a friend to spend April with her.
In Italy.
She has a house there. Well, a kind of castle. So I said yes.
Please don't tell me that's going to be
This is
the...
outrageous, Lottie. You accept an invitation from a friend without consulting me.
I'm consulting you now.
Well, you can write to her and just tell her you can't go. It's absolutely...
Doesn't have to consult with you.
Can't do that.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
Yes! Come on, Lottie.
It's all settled, Goulash.
Settled? Nothing's settled. A friend with a castle in Italy? What friend? You haven't got any friends as far as I know.
He's going to say, well, ma'am.
Rose Arbuthnot? I've never heard of Rose Arbuthnot.
Well, she's very nice. Everybody say so. Tell me if you'd like another helping of apricot tart.
No, I would not like another helping of apricot tart. Oh, I'm not going to Italy alone. Absolutely not.
Oh! And he should not have a say over what she does. Good on her. Seasick. Still raining there.
How is this different? Well, this is Italian rain. There's no one here to meet us. We are 4 hours late.
Great. No!
Stop thief!
Madame English, Madame San Salvatore!
Oh, is he actually helping? Wait, is he actually helping?
They must have sent it!
Thank God.
San Salvatore! Ma cavallino!
It's mayhem.
My horsey, good horsey!
We're in God's hands now.
It's like a nightmare. Oh, I love that. With the lighting.
Dove sei stato? Sono 4 ore che ti aspetto. Io sono Domenico. Siamo arrivati a San Salvatore. Scendete.
We have no choice, Lottie.
I mean, I think that's meant to be the place supposedly that they're staying.
Eccoci qua. Questo è San Salvatore.
Let's hope it is. Inviting two ladies into your strange home. Well, that looks really nice. The little light streaming in the windows. Oh my god, it looks like heaven. Oh. In comparison to London and rain. Get the coffee and get out there, breathing that fresh air. I love the music. Is it a theremin?
Do you suppose it's all real? Were you ever in your whole life so happy? Never. I promised myself the first thing to happen in this place would be a kiss.
Oh, I love that. It's gorgeous.
It's a mirage. No, it's her. Oh, I didn't know she'd arrived already.
The other lady, yeah.
She'll get a headache sitting in the sun like that without a hat.
She's treading on lilies.
Well, they're hers as much as ours.
Only a quarter of them.
I got here yesterday.
Oh, what a pity.
Oh, she got there the day before.
We were going to choose the nicest room for you.
Oh, I've already done that. At least I think it's the nicest.
And we were going to make it pretty for you with lots of flowers.
I told him when I got here. He's the gardener.
But it's good to be independent and to know exactly what one wants.
It saves time.
But you shouldn't be too independent that people have no chance to be generous. You know, I hadn't realised you were so pretty.
That's very kind of you to say so.
I look quite pretty.
Yeah, just naturally with all the makeup, she looks a lot prettier.
I hope you make the most of it.
Yes, I've been making the most of it ever since I can remember.
Because it won't last.
One mustn't miss breakfast.
La colazione è pronta di là in camera da pranzo e mi seguono.
Oh, there you are.
What? She's there?
We had no idea you were here.
Oh, yes, I'm here.
I didn't think she was coming in the end. What?
Cuckoos.
What?
Just thinking about cuckoos for some reason.
I wonder why.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee. Cheers. There goes the peace and quiet.
Un poco di latte, per favore. My Italian is very old-fashioned. I was taught it by Mr. Robert Browning.
Wonderful. London doesn't exist anymore.
Lovely.
I suppose you realise we've got to heaven.
It does look like heaven.
I intend to spend most of my time reading by myself.
Oh, I do hope your bedroom is comfortable.
It had 2 beds in it for some reason, so I had one taken out.
Oh, so that's why I've got 2 beds. I've got 2 beds as well.
The second one must be Lady Caroline. We didn't need them.
Neither do we. Our husbands aren't here to put in them.
Yet.
In my day, husbands and beds were rarely spoken of in the same breath. Husbands were taken seriously as the only real obstacle to sin. Now, have you all you want?
Yes, thank you. Have you?
You have the most interesting habit of answering a question with the same
With a question.
No, don't apologise.
I wasn't going to.
I'd better get on with my duties. What time would you like lunch?
Lunch is at 12:30.
It's meant to be holiday.
Cook knows. Oh? Lady Caroline has already told her.
Wonderful.
I couldn't get into the kitchen because of my stick.
Ooh.
It isn't right. We found San Salvatore. It's silly of her to behave as if she owns the place.
Exactly.
I think what is silly is to care. I don't see the point of being in authority at the price of one's liberty.
No, but this was their holiday. This was their experience. Make it your own.
You mustn't sigh in heaven. This is heaven.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
Tisha doesn't seem to be very happy. We should try and help her.
We mustn't try to be or do anything in this place. Oh, don't worry, she'll be happy very soon.
Just be free. Don't worry about anybody.
Questo è per lei, signorina. Sole, le farà venire mal di testa. Le ho portato...
Ah, little parasol. Yes, thank you. Just doting on her from afar. Hello, lady.
Domenico, vado a dormire.
Brava. Dormire è come una rosa. O si dorme o si riposa.
I just want to get my feathers smooth again. Not spoken to, not grabbed. If I can be left quiet for 1 month, forget things, I might be able to get myself straight.
So she just wants to get back to being her natural self. Not what everyone's made her out to be. That looks wonderful. I'm a sucker, though, for the sea air and the sound of the waves. I fall asleep.
Not one of them here. Lax.
They don't have to be. Spin it around on the fork. That's how they do it. She's doing the same thing I'm doing.
Are you all right? Did you hear the gong?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I expect what she really wants is to be left quiet.
But I can't bear to think of you out here with a headache.
What she really wants is to be left alone.
How the hell are they eating spaghetti? Have they never eaten it before?
Do you know the Italian for aspirin?
The proper cure for headaches is castor oil.
Lots of water.
And what Lady Caroline wants is a dose. It's a mistake to keep on taking.
Do you know the Italian for it?
No, I don't think I do. Castor oil isn't in classical Italian.
She hasn't got a headache.
She just wants to be left alone.
She's just trying to be polite. She won't have to try.
Her mouth.
She'll just be herself without trying.
She knows people so well.
Lottie has a theory about this place.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't understand why you assume Lady Caroline is not telling the truth.
I don't assume. I know.
Psychic.
I saw inside her.
The way she act. What? She saw into her soul. So she is pretending.
I hear you're not well. Ah, I thought you went to sleep. Don't neglect what might turn into an illness.
Don't worry about me. I'm just lying here thinking.
Well, that's dangerous too. Now, I should go to bed and get well.
I am well.
I'm coming out here for nothing.
Don't you prefer coming out and finding me well than coming out and finding me ill?
Well, you're a very beautiful creature. If you'd been born 50 years ago, Lord Tennyson had an eye. The beautiful, it seems, are able to do just what they like with men.
And that's what she doesn't like.
Yes, when you're beautiful, it's easy.
I wasted so much time being beautiful.
Isn't this a delightful room? We've just discovered it.
I should have thought you could see. This is my room.
Oh.
The note paper. That's my note paper.
Oh yeah, there are her pictures. Oh dear.
I've been writing some very nice things. I don't think I've hurt it in any way.
I thought I'd recognise the pictures.
You and your friend can't sit in 2 rooms at once. And if I've no wish to disturb you in yours, you shouldn't disturb me in mine.
Soon you'll want us to share. You'll probably even ask me to use your pen if you know that I haven't got one.
I need a room to myself. I'm an old woman. I can't get about because of my stick.
To be fair, I agree with her. I want a room to myself as well.
We're only too glad for you to have this room. Just didn't know about it, that's all. We wouldn't have come in if we had. Not until you invited us anyway.
Which probably won't happen.
Probably will do, you know. Very soon.
She's got such a strange way about her. It's like she's over-excitable about everything, but not sure if it's like a psychic thing or... I don't think it is.
I've been thinking about Milash. I've been a mean dog.
A what?
Not been a mean dog.
Coming away and leaving him in that dreary place while I'm here enjoying myself in heaven. He planned a holiday in Italy with me, and I planned a holiday in Italy by myself. I think he must be very hurt. I've written and told him everything.
Oh, no. He'll join you.
Tell him about that when he comes.
Oh, when he comes?
No, wait. She's getting him to...
I've written and invited him to stay.
No! This is a holiday away.
It would be mean not to share all this.
You think he'll come?
Well...
Oh, I hope so, poor lamb.
I know he's her husband, but they need to just at least change their dynamic.
I can't keep up. The whole idea about coming here was to get away.
To get away from him.
And now after just one day you want to write to the very people...
The very people we're trying to get away from.
Yeah.
It's idiotic, isn't it, Rose? But I feel so happy here.
And you also miss the person that's making you feel...
This place makes me feel flooded with love. The important thing is to have lots. I was very stingy with it back home. I used to measure and count it out. This obsession with justice, you see. I wouldn't love Milash unless he loved me back.
But you measured like that because of him.
But he didn't. Neither did I. The emptiness of it all.
I don't think I'll come down to the village. I'd like to stay here and think.
Don't think too long. Right, invite him now.
Invite who?
Your husband!
What?
Lottie can write, and Milash will answer. Frederick won't. Or if he did, it'd be, thanks for the letter. Don't hurry back. Say if you want money.
Don't worry, you don't have to prick yourself, feel pain. I have a feeling these upcoming situations might be painful enough. Oh. Bless her. Oh, I like the symbolism of the web. I like their lives.
That's a beautiful dress, but you must be very cold in it. It's easy to catch a chill here after dark. You look as though you had nothing on underneath.
I haven't.
It's very imprudent and very improper.
They're on holiday. Let them do what they want to do.
There are no men here, so how can it be improper? Have you noticed how difficult it is to be improper when there are no men about?
That's sad, but true.
I decided to invite someone to stay here.
What?
I think he'll like it.
No.
A relation?
A husband.
How? No.
I thought you were a war widow.
Why?
There are so many of them about.
I thought the whole idea was to get away from one's friends.
And husband.
And family affection.
And lack of family affection.
Give a person room to breathe.
Yes. I like the way she thinks.
Terrible. Like having no clothes on.
I like that.
Really?
Well, it's a good feeling getting rid of things.
Yeah.
But it's so cold having nothing on, knowing that you'll never have anything on again. Get colder until at last you die of it. But it's like living with someone who doesn't love you. But doesn't he love you?
She knows full well.
He shows no signs of it. I was miserable. Today, I got well. I can't ever be happy shutting him out. I must share exactly what the blessed damoiselle felt like.
Who's the blessed damoiselle?
I'll lend you a copy.
Please don't.
The author, Mr. Brazetti, was frequently invited to my father's house.
How terrible for you. That's what my mother's always doing, inviting authors. Hate authors, don't you?
Oh no, is she going to say about the Gerald?
Well, sometimes.
I wouldn't mind them so much if they didn't write books.
It's all these beds.
Unless she gets her to tell him.
I want Rose to invite her husband here too.
Yeah. Oh no.
There is only one spare bedroom in the house.
Who's in all the others?
We are.
Yeah.
There are 6 rooms.
But there's other beds in those rooms.
And the 6th is empty.
So they'd have to stay in their rooms.
I want to love Melage, but not necessarily spend every night with him. Where am I going to put him?
Isn't one room enough for him?
Then there won't be room left for anybody that you make.
I don't want to.
She'd want to share her room with her husband. It's
No. Because if her husband comes, what's anyone know him?
A spare bedroom for the exclusive use of your family.
Melage isn't my family. He's my husband.
Well, as nobody seems to want the room, Melage must have it.
I have a friend.
No. Of course you do.
Kate Lumley. I wish to invite her.
Afraid you're in for it, Lottie. Yes, of course he can't come.
I see him here.
I feel like she is psychic. I see him here. It's such a beautiful place.
Why am I so restless? I haven't felt this restless since I was a child. It's too absurd for someone my age. I can't keep still. I feel something is going to happen. But I won't let it. I won't let it.
Like what? A health thing? Yeah, this film was so relaxing. Calming voiceover, beautiful location. It's like a hug. At least this half of the film is anyway.
How one's mind slips sideways in a place like this.
I walked without my stick today. It's very strange.
Well done.
If you knew me, you'd know how strange it was.
You can talk to your Kate Lumley about that when she comes.
Kate would only look at me and suggest a cup of tea.
I'm starving. I've had another wonderful day.
Did she just take her plate from her?
Letter gone.
What letter's that?
Inviting her husband here.
Lottie, don't.
Who is her husband?
Mr. Arbuthnot, of course.
I mean, what is Mr. Arbuthnot?
A writer.
My husband.
Love that. What is he? My husband.
A summer of roses and wine.
Caroline's right. Mine slipped sideways. How could I invite him? What would we talk about? The truth is, I bore him. It's almost impossible to unbore him.
I mean, this place might be a good way for them to solve the issues with their relationships. He is actually there.
Is that Lady Caroline Dester?
No, Rose. Mrs. Arbuthnot.
I must say, Lottie, when I got your letter and found you were on holiday with Lady Caroline Dester, I was impressed.
Isn't it beautiful here, Melage?
Do you know that Desters are one of the richest families in England? For once, Lottie, you're being really useful.
Oh, God. It's not all about the money.
Then you could introduce me to Lady Caroline Dester. I've planned exactly what I'm going to say.
Melage, I do believe you came all this way just to see Lady Caroline, and not me.
No, I came here to see you.
Sure.
If, however, in so doing, I can improve our business prospects.
Oh, I don't mind. You're here. That's the important thing. And you'll change.
She's got just this rose tint colour glasses on about him. Dad just looks dangerous. No! Aha! Was that the boiler room? He's in his best outfit as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now out and wash myself. Thank you, madam.
I don't think that's what they were saying.
Non deve chiudere l'acqua calda quando è acceso, capito?
Thank you very much, yes.
I'm so in the dark about what they're actually saying to him.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you.
You'll probably see it on the screen if I can get the subtitles translated, but they're like, great, he's gonna fix the issues.
Charming people.
They probably said, don't turn the water off, whatever you do. Uh-oh. Oh no, that was it. Water pressure or something. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
How do you do? I'm Caroline Dester.
Oh, no.
Allow me to introduce myself, but my name's Mellersh Wilkins. I'm afraid I used unpardonable language.
I thought it most appropriate in the circumstances. Allow me to introduce Mr. Mellersh Wilkins. This is Mrs. Fisher.
No, that's how he meets her. No. No. He looks a mess.
Always a pleasure to meet a friend of my wife's.
Oh, no.
I was just taking a bath.
He wanted to be really smart.
I didn't know pericoloso meant explosion. Otherwise, I would have remained dirty.
You look clean enough to eat dinner off.
No.
Lady Caroline acted with true grace. And Mrs. Fisher is remarkable too in her way, who may need my counselling. Lottie, your friends are splendid.
I conti della cucina, la mangiare carne, pesce e uova. Bisogna pagare, I soldi dell'altra settimana bisogna dare.
I think she's talking about the housekeeping bills.
But you're nothing to do with those, you're a guest here.
The four of us are sharing the expense of this holiday. I'm paying for my share out of my nest egg. You've every right to be angry with me.
Nonsense. It's your money after all.
Yes, exactly.
Where else would you meet such interesting people?
Oh, Mellersh, you really are sweet.
No, he's not. He's thinking about his money the entire time.
Signora, I soldi.
Passive aggressiveness all the time.
Non è colpa mia. Non ci possiamo permettere tanta magnificenza.
Look at her, she's hiding.
Una settimana, qualcuno dovrà pagare tutto.
Start saying hello to the tree, probably. To the bush.
I don't approve of men smoking indoors.
I thought you wouldn't.
I'm looking for that Lady Caroline. She's been letting the bills run up.
What has Lady Caroline to do with the bills?
But the housekeeping was left to her.
Lady Caroline, housekeeping for a party that includes my wife? You render me speechless. You do know she is the daughter of Lord Dester.
Well, that accounts for it, then. What have her father made in his department during the war?
They never could actually prove anything.
Oh, she just wants to be left alone. Oh.
You ought to have told me you were not doing the household bills.
I didn't know you thought I was.
What do you propose we do for the rest of the time?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
May I make a suggestion? A certain amount per head. From that sum, she must cater for you as well as ever. The charges of a modest hotel, perhaps.
Oh, that's very sensible.
What about the terrifying bills for this last week?
Don't worry, I'll pay them. I don't want Lottie worried in any way.
That is most generous of you.
If you wish to waste your money, I agree.
Good.
Do tell me about Ruskin.
Maybe they'll weirdly all get along because of their weird bits together.
In what department?
I like him.
I was going to say, I know thinks she likes him.
He doesn't hover. He doesn't grab. He fits in.
I shouldn't write.
Let's hope she only likes him as a friend.
He won't come. What do I want with a holiday? This place is making me soft. Work is the only salvation. No, I won't post it. Domenico can do it.
Sorry, did we just get fourth wall break? I was not expecting that. I know we got the voiceover, but she looked at the camera and I went, oh, what?
Different from Inverness Terrace. Nothing young there.
Aww, I have one like that in my bathroom.
Ridiculous. This feeling I'm suddenly going to burst out. Absurd at my age.
Oh, she's an artist.
Nothing worse than old crocks imagining they feel young again. I won't have it.
Thank you, my dear.
Was that like a fourth wall break to us as well? That she was showing us the paints? Maybe this will actually improve everyone's marriages. Or relationships. Oh no. It's relaxing along with you, though.
I've made up my mind.
This is the first time I think they've been quite close like this.
I've decided to pay your expenses for this holiday as well as my own. Your nest egg will not be touched.
Aww.
How nice of you.
Okay, careful. No, I realise how valuable you are to me.
Oh, because she knows the other people?
In my profession, a man is always helped by having a clever and attractive wife. Lady Caroline thinks you're attractive.
What? So what's he after?
So do I.
Oh, maybe he just fell in love.
You think I'm attractive, Mellersh?
Yes, I do. One thing puzzles me, though. Why weren't you attractive sooner?
I mean, she was, but she was kind of hidden away.
I've been lucky. All the advantages I was born with. And I've misused them. Perhaps if Jack hadn't been killed. No, that's an excuse
Thousands of women lost men in the war. I should count my blessings.
So why aren't I satisfied? I have it all.
The widow of war.
Why can't I hold on to it?
Wow, it's gorgeous. What is that? Beautifully shot, this film. Just calm.
He'll have got your letter by now.
Probably be there by now.
You'll get a message very soon saying he's on his way.
It works for you. You have a gift for happiness.
I was looking for you. There's a telegram.
Okay. Or is it I'm not coming?
Rose?
Not bad news, I trust.
Oh no, is it I'm leaving you or something?
No. On the contrary. I'm passing on way to Rome. Will pay my respects.
And who is George Briggs?
The owner. It's his house.
He's coming this afternoon. He's very nice.
Huh? Oh, yes, him. Oh yes, he fancied her, I think, didn't he? Yes.
Really is extraordinary, the likeness.
Oh, well, I hope I don't look quite so solemn. It isn't really so much like me.
I can see deeper than most you're like inside.
You and Lottie should get on very well. She sees inside people too.
She's very...
Who's Senora Fisher?
One of the four of us who are sharing your house.
4?
Well, my friend and I decided we couldn't afford it on our own, so...
Dear, if I'd known.
I'll introduce you to Mrs. Fisher.
Won't you show me around first?
It's your house.
Well, no, it's not.
Until Monday week.
You show me all your views and I'll show you mine.
He just wants to get the tour from you.
Careful now. Here.
Give him a bit of an extravagant tour.
Coming home.
Is this your home?
No, I mean like coming home to a family. I've never had a family, you see. I'm an orphan.
Aww.
I hope it'll be more longer. No, I mean, well, I don't know what I mean.
I was adopted, but I always miss having a family, and there's something about you that's exactly my idea of a family. You're so warm.
And loving, caring.
I don't think so. If you saw my house in London, there's nothing warm there.
I think it's lovely, her house.
I believe any place you lived in would be exactly like you.
Tell me that San Salvatore is like me.
I mean, you must admit it's beautiful.
Maybe she doesn't want a husband there after all. Far away, you couldn't see the little reed, so it didn't look like he was playing it. It's the life, the music, the art. All in their own little world.
I've been thinking, isn't it better to feel young somewhere than old everywhere? Time enough to feel old again when we have to leave this beautiful place.
Like that.
Oh, good gracious.
They are like a family, aren't they?
Do you remember me? Yes, you must have some tea. I'll get Francesca. I'm forgetting myself.
Oh, it's very natural.
I'll go and ask Francesca.
No, don't you go. Francesca!
And where are you staying, Mr. Briggs?
At a hotel in Mezzago.
The fact that he didn't want her to have to go off and do it.
You must stay here. It's your home. You can have Kate Lumley's room. Mind him using it for one night? Kate Lumley isn't actually in it.
No, she isn't. Once in, she would probably never get out. So you see, dear boy, you must stay here.
Yes, you must.
What about in your room? Just as long as you're not married, you know.
3 such lovely hostesses. But there's a 4th, isn't there?
You can ask her yourself.
We've invited him to stay the night.
Oh, Lord, another man. Looks like a grabber.
Oh yeah, just what she wanted to get away from.
Grab.
Oh, then I join in the invitation.
So we'll have another whole day to explore.
I'd be delighted.
He immediately drew his attention away from her and onto her, so... Perfect. She looked so defeated then. She was like, oh, he doesn't want me.
Do tell Caroline about the oleander tree.
Well, my father stuck his cherrywood walking stick in that spot and said to the head gardener, this is where we'll have an oleander. After a while, the stick began to sprout. An oleander. Is that true?
Everyone's having their own little...
Such a pretty story.
Things.
He seemed very taken with Rose. He certainly didn't grab like the rest of them. I'm pleased. Of course I'm pleased.
No attention from men. Oh no, no.
Gerald Arundel, it can't be.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, the one person.
What are you doing here?
My mother told me where you were.
Wait.
As I happened to be passing on my way to Rome, I thought I'd get out at Mezzago and just look in.
Wait, Wait.
But didn't Mother tell you I was having a rest cure?
Yes, she did.
He's there to see her?
I do apologise for barting in like this.
No, I'm
Oh my god. But it's perfect for the wife because she's spending time. Oh no. And she's also spending time with the man as well. Ah! No.
See you at dinner?
You didn't want anything with a man, no. Please, now this is where they bump into each other. Looks like my wife. He's going to turn up at dinner and they're going to think, what the hell? Both looking nice for each other. Oh. Oh, no. Here we go. Oh, she's going to get the shock of her life. There he is. He's asleep. And
Frederick?
she's... Oh no! This is probably the best way of her finding out though, because then she can prepare. She's also like, what the hell are you doing here?
Frederick.
Don't wake him.
Rose.
Oh. They are still in... I'm confused.
I knew you'd come.
But what?
When did you start?
Start? Yesterday morning.
You started right away then. You got my letter very quickly, didn't you?
You didn't get the letter? No.
Your letter. Very quick.
I'm so glad you came.
Oh no, it's the other man, isn't it? Oh
I am sorry. I didn't mean...
This is such a... Oh, the triangle of relationship.
Well, I'm damned.
This is my husband.
Hi.
I thought you were a widow.
No.
Well, so many women seem to be...
He owns the castle.
That was weird. The sound effect is right there in my ear, but far away. Oh, that poor man.
Caroline?
She's always late. Lady Caroline Dester. She's one of my friends.
Got
better.
Panic. Want to see it unravel for him.
One can't have everything. I, for example.
I kept telling Rose you'd come. You did. I didn't believe it.
Panic on his face.
You're right, Lottie. It's this place. It's a tub of love. This is Caroline.
Here we go.
I'm Frederick Arbuthnot. My name's Frederick Arbuthnot.
Because of the name thing.
I've just come down to see her. Yes.
Oh my god.
And I'm late on your very first evening. Do forgive me.
Oh, this is priceless. Oh no.
Isn't she beautiful?
Love.
Yes.
You know, it's a great thing to get on with one's loving and not to waste time. You think that Rose's husband is just a middle-aged, red-faced, rather ordinary man.
That's what she likes, probably.
She sees what we can't see because she loves him.
Lottie, we must be friends forever and forever.
Oh. No, don't go and start speaking to her.
Thank you for not...
I don't know what you mean, Mr. Arbuthnot. I think Rose is waiting for you.
Good. Push him back. That was the best way to do it. They both were very adult about it. And okay.
Frederick, how's your book going? Theo, the slave prince?
Theodora, the slave princess, can wait.
Oh, hello. Who's that?
Caroline Dester. I'm not disturbing you.
Oh, no.
I couldn't help noticing how miserable you seemed.
Miserable. I love how the moon, by the way, looks different sizes in different shots that we've seen so far. A nice little addition. Like zoomed in shots that it looks bigger, etc.
Mr. Arbuthnot had died. Well, so many men died.
Yes.
Like her husband.
You may not have noticed, but I'm rather short-sighted.
Indeed.
The war.
Does it give you any pain?
Absolutely not. Nothing. It does rather mean I never get a good look at people. I tend to...
That's exactly what she wanted.
Voices, the inside person.
And not by their looks.
Well, it did rather seem to me that Mrs. Arbuthnot was wonderful inside.
Wonderful inside. That's important.
It is.
Yes. The devil, it's too beautiful a night to be miserable. So I do miss the stars.
No!
Oh, careful.
I had to grab you.
All my dead friends don't seem worth reading tonight.
Oh.
They always say the same thing. Good things, but always the same.
I hope she's going to be okay.
They are great.
Because she said about something, feeling like something's going to happen, didn't she?
But they have one terrible disadvantage. They're all dead. I'm tired of the dead. I want the living.
Oh. You've got a family in some ways with all of them.
Thank you, my dear. I was feeling a little melancholy. Where are the others?
They all seem to have paired off.
It does seem that people can only be happy in pairs. All sorts of pairs.
Then you and I will be a pair, Mrs. Fisher. We're going to be very good friends.
I hope so, Lottie.
I see.
Then we will be. Where exactly are the others?
They're out in the garden.
Are in love in the rose garden.
The roses.
The roses.
The Arbuthnot's, my dear.
The Arbuthnot's. And the Carolines.
The who?
Oh, the Briggses there.
They never set eyes on each other before today.
I see them as the Briggses.
She's got a very good eye for stuff. Oh, and she's let them into her room eventually, like she said.
It's so sad to leave here.
Seems like it's mended the relationships.
Mind your step here.
I think that a second ago was the shot that they used for the cover, wasn't it?
Per favore, Domenico.
Doesn't need a stick anymore.
It seemed to dress itself in white. There were white lilies, white stocks, white Banksia roses, and the fragrance of the acacias. Even after we'd got to the bottom of the hill and passed through the iron gates and out into the village, we could still smell the acacias, even when we reached London. But that's another story.
I love that. I feel like that was very symbolic at the end. It's beautiful imagery. That was so beautiful. So many twists in there with the story as well, with their relationships and the love triangles that were going on in there. The story itself, I loved it. It went from being kind of like a bit of a bustling whirlwind kind of set of emotions between everybody. Like you had one husband who was just very bossy and controlling, and she felt sort of locked down to be a certain way and be under his thumb. But then the other husband was being flirty with people outside of his marriage and just a little bit creepy in some ways. Okay, so apparently the Italian castle scenes were filmed at Castello Brown in Portofino, Italy, the same castle where Elizabeth von Arnim stayed in the 1920s while writing the novel of the same title on which this movie was based. That's such a beautiful thing.
I'd never read the novel, no. I read it having got the part, but I'd never heard of Elizabeth von Arnim, or I'd never read any of her books, no. But I loved it very much.
It really did all work out for the best though. Like, I had no idea that that's where the relationships were going to go and that they were going to be okay together. Half of the time I was going, just end your relationships. Don't just feel like you're stuck in this relationship. Just make sure you feel happy. Because if that person just doesn't make you happy, then don't be with them. But somehow they were able to get that love back. Whether that'll stay like that forever or not, I don't know. But yeah, they somehow managed to flip the idea of their relationship on its head. Like that they were all in love again at the end. And I did not expect that. And I definitely didn't expect that from Caroline and the guy that they rented the house from.
Our location was this wonderful castle, Castello Brown it's called. And there are all sorts of references to it in all sorts of people's memoirs. It was well known as a extraordinary holiday location for English literati, and it has a lovely history and it has a sensational location. And we went there first because that's where Elizabeth von Arnim, who wrote the book, that's where she spent her April when she was writing the book. And she was very faithful to how it looked and felt. So, of course, that was the place to go when we first started searching. Then we looked down the coast at various other possible locations and came back to Castello Brown and took it on with great joy, even though there's no road to it. I think it had at the time a meteorological station in the roof. It had no electricity, no water, no garden. And we had to bring all of this in and create the interiors and invent Elizabeth von Arnim's extraordinary fantasy of the perfect place.
She was I don't know whether a cynic is quite fair, but she'd been on holiday to this place. And it was either a necessity or her wish that she would knock out a book a year, roughly, wasn't it? I mean, she was a commercial author.
She'd just written a rather dark and extraordinary book about her failed marriage, which had got her a lot of stake in the English press as being not a very nice person, one reviewer said. So she was determined to write something happy, something full of joy instead of misery. And she gave herself this time, this holiday time to do so. So she knew very quickly once she got there that this was the place it was going to be set, but not the story.
When she was cast as Mrs. Fisher, Dame Joan Plowright said that about 20 years earlier, she and Dame Maggie Smith had planned an adaptation of the same novel in which they would play the parts of Lottie Wilkins and Rose Arbuthnot. No, I wish they'd kind of done that now. That would have been so good. I'd love to have seen them too have done that.
With Enchanted April, I'm just wondering, you have a lot of different type of actresses. Now, who basically set the tone for the film?
I don't think anybody set the tone because it was an ensemble piece and the story was about the four women, you know. I suppose it has because it is such an optimistic film ultimately and so refreshing. The character of Lottie is she's the one that sort of instigates it. She's the one that sort of breathes good tidings into everybody.
Just a gorgeous story. Yeah, it went from being so dingy and to be like, oh God, this life is just such a bore, such a drag. And then you get to Italy and all your cares just kind of evaporate. I love the fact that the pace of the film then lowered itself and everything was so drawn out, everything was so relaxed. Whereas back in London, everything was very tight. And like all the shots especially were very tight and very close with a lot of rain and dingy and blue, and it was meant to almost have a claustrophobic feel about it. But then we went into Italy and it was only until I'm obviously now thinking about it, yeah, we went into Italy and everything was very open and wide and you were able to experience the location at the same time as they were.
This was the Italian Riviera, just north of Rapallo. And we shot in this idyllic little village.
It's called Portafino. And
it's not.
It looks like, still just about looks like a fishing village, but it's not a fishing village.
No, just about. It's
an extremely wealthy little enclave down a long winding road on a peninsula just south of Genoa. And I remember the filming was interrupted quite often by wonderful boats which would turn up in the harbour with a sort of helipad on the back of the boat where most people would keep a dinghy, and these little helicopters would be flying extremely rich people to the top of it.
Absolutely true. The boats the sound was constantly bedeviled. The film was a hymn to the marine diesel, and bedeviled by, on Wednesday evenings, Thursday mornings, the yachts would come in. Yachts, great big motorboats, as Anne says, with a helipad on the back. And then midday on Friday, you'd hear the kind of whoomp, 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 whoomp of the helicopter blades coming in, and the helicopters would come in from Milan and Turin, bringing all these hugely wealthy industrialists in, and they would land on the back of their boats. But they wouldn't live on the boats. No, they would swim from the boats because there were no beaches in Portofino. It's all rock. So they used they used the boats as kind of swim and sunbathe places, but they would use the helicopters as, in effect, lifts to get them from the sea level up to the level of their villas at the top of the cliffs, which were about 300-400 feet higher than that. And so these helicopters would constantly go up and down, up and down, up and down all day. They were there simply as elevators.
Okay, I didn't know this was actually made for British television, as in it wasn't made to be a proper film. It just is made for British television in 1991, but well produced enough to be released in theatres in the United States in 1992. However, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a better version of the film because, so I don't know how you guys are going to see this in the end. I watched the DVD release of this. I couldn't find a higher quality version of this. I searched and hunted for ages trying to find it. If I can find a better version of it, I will use that for the edit. Hey guys, Editing Marty here. I do have a point to make about this whole better version of this film that I wanted to try and find. So I did technically find another version of this. I found that there was a HD widescreen release of this, and it really bugged me because it's a beautiful film and it needs to be preserved on something better than it being the widescreen version. Please, release a proper version. I've tried reaching out to people regarding making a Blu-ray release of this to see if they're going to make a better version of it. Haven't had anything back yet. So the DVD quality I've got is okay, but it's not as good. I'll try and show imagery here of the HD version and DVD as well, which it just isn't as good. But what I've tried to do is, I think potentially the version you're seeing on screen actually, I might even put a comparison up, because the version that I have used in the reaction itself now is actually my own upscale, my own 1080p upscale of the original DVD quality, which isn't as good still anyway. It's never going to be as good that way because it is the original DVD copy. Upscaled it myself in a 1080p timeline. I've slightly sharpened it. It's nowhere near as it would be. The reason I try to give you guys the upscale, or at least the 1080p copy of the films, the best quality I possibly can, is because obviously when it goes to YouTube as well, that degrades the quality a greater amount because of the compression. So I saw the trailer that's in HD, and I must have seen that back then after watching the film. It was only until I was editing it and I noticed that bit at the end, and I was like, oh, maybe there is a Blu-ray copy that I can maybe replace the DVD with. Nothing. But I checked the trailer, and it was clearer quality than the film that I had a copy of that I'd watched, and I was very confused. And that's then when I found out that streaming and technically remastered DVD copy was out there, but yet still no Blu-ray copy.
I remember in the read-through on the first week when we had rehearsals, everybody's very much more experienced than I am. And I remember thinking, can I do it? And they were all reading their parts, and you're supposed to listen and everything like that. And I was acting, listening, but in fact I was counting the pages and the lines until I had to open my mouth. And I was just praying. I was just saying, please, God, just let me do it. Let me get through this day. And I did. And my voice didn't shake too much.
Alfred Molina was the only member of the cast and crew out of everybody who could speak Italian and communicate with the Italian actors and locals during the shoot in Italy, like 90% of the film. Then how was one man, one actor, who isn't even in those scenes for most of the time they're in that place? It makes sense, and it's absolutely hilarious that within the film itself, he doesn't know a lick of Italian at all and doesn't understand them. But yeah, in real life, I suppose that's probably why he wasn't in for some of it, because he was there able to be almost a translator for the actors and the crew. Yeah, he ended up acting as general interpreter for the production. I hope he got paid to be interpreter and actor at the same time. If not, he probably just did it because he liked the film in general. And to be fair, if it was made for TV anyway, there would have been less of a budget.
We did get going very fast, didn't we?
In the end, we did. It took the usual, I think, 3 years from when I first optioned it. It was part of a series created by Virago Press called Virago Modern Classics, and it was a lot of people's favourite books. I started to get very threatening phone calls about people saying, don't you dare mess this up if you get it going. We tried everywhere to get it funded by film companies, and we were told by an awful lot of people that it was too small, too English, lovely, but go away. So finally we got an offer of production finance from the BBC. It wasn't very much, but it was enough to make the television scale, which was 5 weeks shooting. And we went for it in May, not April, May of 91, was it? Yes.
Something like that. It
91.
was known as the wettest May, the wettest spring ever recorded on that part of the coast.
Oh, it's funny, by the way, I mentioned Shirley Valentine earlier. Well, Shirley Valentine actually came out a couple of years before this did. It came out in 1989. This was in 1991. So that's what I meant by it was around the same kind of time, I thought. And it felt like a very Shirley Valentine-esque thing. Brilliant film, though, if you haven't seen it. I saw that many years ago.
There's a woman 3 doors down talks to a microwave. Talking to a microwave. Whoa, what's the world coming to? The only thing I ever wanted to do was travel. I'd like to drink a glass of wine, sitting by the sea, watching the sun go down. I hardly recognise myself these days. I love it here. Don't I rock?
When Alfred Molina's character, when Mellersh is warned by the local workmen about the boiler, but ignores them, and the explosion happens, he protests, "I didn't know periculoso meant explosion." Well, actually, periculoso actually stands for dangerous, not Italian for explosion.
What I found was when we were making the movie that the way that, for instance, the rooms connected to the corridor, connected to the terraces and the garden and so on and so forth, worked extraordinarily easily and smoothly. And of course what was happening was that simply she was using the concrete fact of the house in the novel. So of course one room does flow directly into another and fits the location beautifully because she was writing it from that location.
Now, before all the women met, was there ever a concern on your part that, well, maybe we won't gel, maybe people will be different? Were you ever scared of that?
Not really, no. I mean, you have that sort of worry on every job you do because, you have to get on. But people are terribly professional and you're there to do a job, and it's not really about bonding and making lifelong friendships. It's about getting a film made.
Because everything she was saying came true in some ways, and because the other lady had said, I feel like there's a big change or something. Technically, yes, there was a big change, but I thought the big change at first was that she was going to pass away. I'm glad she didn't. That's kind of where I thought things were going to go, and that's how they would kind of get together again. That would bring them closer together again.
Time off from their everyday London miseries, and so we made rain and we made smoke and we made people coughing their lungs up on buses, and we made their middle-class lives as unattractive as we possibly could.
Oh my god, apparently there was no road leading up to Castello Brown, the Italian location for the castle. Cast and crew had to walk a mile up the hill every day in the morning. That's a great way of exercising. Good way to start the day, to wake up. Breath of fresh air, nice bit of exercise across some Italian landscape, get a fresh bit of coffee, and then start the day of filming. Probably worn out and knackered by the time you get there and just need loads to drink and loads of water. But yeah, and then they would have to go down in the evening as well. All equipment, oh god, the equipment as well. Let's hope they didn't have a lot. All equipment and furnishings for the castle had to be carried up the hill. They had no way of getting up there. There was one elevator in the rock up to a neighbouring house, and that was it. But Dame Joan Plowright was the only member of the cast allowed to use it. Could the crew not even use it for their equipment? It kind of sounds like it would have made sense to allow them to use that and then pay for the usage of it and also the repair of it if they broke it. That's crazy. Crazy as well, because if you think about now, they probably would just choose another location. I know why they chose that location though, because of what we discussed earlier about the writing of it being in that place.
Very much enjoy the way Sheena Napier, who did the costumes, how she wonderfully caught this depressed gloom of the opening and then the contrasting lightning and flowering in Italy.
You can kind of smell wet wool in the first 20 minutes of it.
Somehow particularly this jumble sale where it's incredibly oppressive.
Apparently the scene in Mrs. Fisher's London home was actually filmed in a museum of Victorian life in Kensington, London.
You can't, because you have to work within what's actually there. You don't have the money to create it. You've got to find it. We actually found this room. This room was very nearly exactly as we saw it. We titivated it up with a statue or two, but it had the books, for instance. It was just there in Hampstead, and a clever location person found it. When you look at the film, you notice that the camera doesn't pan more than a degree or two to left or right, because if it did, it would reveal the 1990s. And we had to run around, and the street lamps and all of that kind of stuff, yeah. And we had to run around London simply finding stuff that we could shoot without spending money. What did we spend? About 800 and...
It was, in the end, a total of about £1 million.
Now, here's a case in point. This camera does not pan either left or right, because what's on the left or right is simply not period. You can drive a car through, you can drive a wagon through, but you can't pan left or right.
This, again, was a location which exists.
This, in fact, was a museum,
It's a museum, it is, yeah.
It's in Kensington. It's a museum of Victorian middle-class life. The rooms are just so.
They were quite brave to let in a film crew, I thought, because there's so much delicate detail. But
just a quick something that I've just noticed, that apparently this film was released at the BFI London Film Festival on November 6th, 1991, the very same day that Jean Tierney died. I thought I'd make mention of that because we do a lot of classic films here on the channel, and her films are some of the ones that we've watched. I feel like the ending with the stick growing again, that was almost the symbolism of the second lease of life had grown itself back into a living thing. And that was almost like the symbolism of their relationships, going from a dead relationship pretty much to growing a new lease of life. Same as the older lady as well. She was living a very prudish, very serious lifestyle. Bit snobby, I suppose. But she was such a lovely lady. They all were really lovely people, but they just needed to be in the right situation to realise that they were all that lovely. And also, I believe, the Enchanted April cover was the shot of Caroline walking down the hill when she turns to smile.
There aren't many advantages to a tiny budget, but the real major, huge one is that you're below the radar and you can cast it
however you
exactly as you want. And so Mike was able to make, it seems to me, the perfect choices throughout without the committee decisions that have to go on when there's more at stake financially, without anybody leaning over our shoulders saying, you can't have so-and-so, you must have so-and-so. And I think that the mixture of comedy and tragedy and the skill of Jim Broadbent, Alfred Molina, Michael Kitchen, as well as the women who lead the story, is just beautiful.
One of the things I was really proud of when I watched it again, because Anne and I looked at it again recently, we haven't seen it for years and years and years, was how freely and clearly the women's emotions ran. There's a scene coming up, once they get to Italy, where Miranda's character lies in the sun, weeping uncontrollably because so many years of pressure have been released by this place and the circumstances of their holiday, and it simply makes her dissolve in tears in a way that I don't think they'd get if we were dealing with foreign money. What's she crying for? What's she crying for?
It's only just now that I've noticed that there is actually an Enchanted April from 1935 as well. And I know everybody's going to be like, oh, why didn't you watch the older film first? This was the one that was requested to me. I didn't know there was an older one. I'm sorry, everybody. I know I've made the mistake once before and I said, okay, from now on, what I'll try to do is I'll try to watch the original first. But I did caveat with saying, unless it's the more modern one that's given to me as a request or as a suggestion or whatever. And with this one, it was the more modern one. However, I don't know, is it now kind of pointless in going back to watch the older one? Do we still go back and watch it and just know the story, but then see the old comparison to the newer way that the films are done?
This bit, which introduces Michael Kitchen, this is something that Peter Barnes, who did the adaptation, brought quite brilliantly to the story. In the book, this character is, I think, slightly shortchanged, and even Elizabeth von Arnhem's greatest fans admit that. Peter Barnes found a way to make this character more interesting and on a level with the other. Instead, in the book, he's a painter. In the film, he's a musician and he has problems with his eyes. And this has a huge payoff later because he doesn't respond to the raving beauty in the story the way that all the rest of the world responds to her. And that has a full payoff in terms of Michael Kitchen's presence in the film and Polly Walker's
his character
story.
has been wounded, and one of the things that's going on in the background of this is is post-war trauma, post First World War, general trauma in society. People are very nervous when telegrams arrive and sort of cross their fingers, hoping that everything's going to be all right, because, of course, the telegram was such a terrible thing during the war. It meant the death of your son.
And he is assumed immediately on meeting them that these are both widows, war widows, because there's so many about.
Such a beautiful film, because when it got to that whole Italian setting, I was so relaxed, especially when all the characters started relaxing properly. What I loved is that we got these hysterical kind of clamoring moments whenever there were moments in the dynamics between each person. But for the most part, we never had real arguments. It was just the moments between the dynamics changing. For instance, the Alfred Molina character went through that whole bathroom explosion thing. He was then introduced to Caroline, and I think there was a little bit of something from her side because he wasn't like other men. And I think that's what she was trying to find, because she's always been surrounded by that. And then seeing him was something completely different to what she had seen before. And obviously then we got Jim Broadbent's character come back into it, and he was that kind of lechy person that was always after her. I'm glad in the end couples were with each other, and she was then able to go with the guy that they rented the hotel from, because he was, I feel, the perfect match for her out of all three men. Even though they didn't know each other, for the older lady, I feel like it was good for her to have that family dynamic almost around her. That's what she needed. She needed to not feel alone, I think. And that's probably also why at the beginning, when they said, oh, actually, we don't want you to be there, kind of thing, she looked so disheartened. Deep down, that's probably what she was after. She probably wanted some kind of friendship with some people, and she softened by the end of it as well. They all really softened by the end of it.
Sadly, Peter Barnes, who wrote the script, is dead, but he did write it beautifully, is that you have these 2 or 3 wild comic turns in the centre of this really rather sad and, well, it's realism. It's emotional realism as far as the women are concerned, but the men are figures of sort of red-nosed comedy sometimes on the horizon.
After filming wrapped, the cast and crew later remarked upon several supernatural experiences while filming on location in Italy. Well, I said that there was like a weird, eerie, mysterious feel about the film, didn't I? Especially with the way, what's her name was, with her saying the mysterious things she was saying. Yeah, apparently Alfred Molina reportedly felt an ice-cold hand grasp the back of his neck on a night shoot. Oh, that's creepy. Presumably they're on about the one right near the very end. And then Miranda Richardson felt her knee-high dress being aggressively yanked to the floor while waiting to film in an old castle. Whoa! What? There are also several instances of crew members having to leave the set after suddenly feeling unwell. What on earth was happening on the set? That's so weird. Okay, that's weird that I said as well about the eerie feeling.
There's a picture of a little girl in there which I spent hours and hours finding. I wanted to find somebody that looked like Joan would have looked like, as her character would have looked like as a little girl, before she took on this crushing mantle of Victorian respectability.
I wondered if we were going to get some psychic thing going on, and I'm kind of glad we didn't. We got this mysterious air that something like that was happening, but it was just that she could feel and sense people on the inside, and that was a really lovely touch to add this little eerie mystery. And she didn't really have a filter. She just said things as they were, not nastily, but she just said things, like the whole cuckoos thing that she said earlier in the film.
Cuckoos. What? Nothing.
Fred Molina is half Italian and half Spanish, and was the only one of all of us who could actually communicate with the Italian actors, and turned into a kind of general translator, fluent Italian, fluent Spanish.
Meeting a number of Italian actors for those servant parts, and I think we ended up with one that we enormously liked, who has a very powerful Roman accent, and I don't think either of us knew that at the time. Not that it matters.
But he wasn't supposed to be that.
Wasn't supposed to be.
No. And he'd had a wonderful career in Italian neo-realist movies. He'd been in Rocco and His Brothers and stuff like that.
Some of the flowers, especially the wisteria, which forms an important part of the story, was fake. The producers speak about this in the DVD commentary. Good news for you, I actually have the DVD commentary. So let's hear what they actually said.
But they must have been dressing flowers in wherever.
Now, those weren't real. I remember that those were...
We brought the wisteria with us,
or whatever,
yes.
yeah. We became obsessed by wisteria, if you remember. It was all to do with the wisteria that's been mentioned in the book.
Yeah, World War I looms large in this story for the early 1920s. I don't know if this was even mentioned in the film, but it says here that Mr. George Briggs' bad eyesight is due to the mustard gas used by the Germans during the war. But I just don't remember the mustard gas thing. I know he mentioned about the war at the very end, though.
So this bit is a 20-minute walk up the hill. And we had to carry everything up
That's right.
it. We had to carry
carried up, and we had to carry
lamps,
it out.
furniture, everything had to be. There was a lift inside the hillside,
Inside the rock,
Inside
which
the
came
house.
up inside the house.
which was for, inside a house down the road, I think.
Oh, was it? Maybe
we
it
were
was.
allowed.
Maybe it was, yes.
We were allowed for the illustrious members of the cast. I think that.
It was only Joan.
I think Joan was allowed in the lift,
But nobody else, because
nobody
she was
else.
Lady Olivier.
So, whenever we sneaked in a light or a piece of film equipment, we had to do it very quickly. She wasn't meant to. She was the only person. I think.
And everything else, every morning we walked in and every evening we walked out. Walked a mile up and a mile down.
Yeah, such a stunning film. Thank you, by the way, for requesting this. Completely blew out my expectations of this, but I didn't know it was going to be so lovely, so romantic, and I'm really glad that I was able to watch it with you guys.
Because there was no furniture, there was no. He had to. I remember him stenciling one of the sitting rooms. I mean, he had to create the interior. It was an empty. It belonged to the municipality. I think it's now a small museum, but it wasn't inhabited.
No, and then all this wonderful furniture came in.
The production company, which was relatively small and a new company at the time, used the proceeds from the surprise success of the distribution of this movie to produce Neil Jordan's The Crying Game from 1992, which became another big success for them.
We had 8 lizards, and the first one came up and knocked it dead in one take. I couldn't believe it. It was one take, this.
Was it? I've forgotten that.
No, absolutely extraordinary. The lot, the stop there, the raising of the head, the flop down. She opened her eyes at the right time. Just a piece of absolute pig luck.
Oh, it's funny, by the way, I mentioned Shirley Valentine earlier. Well, Shirley Valentine actually came out a couple of years before this did. It came out in 1989. This was in 1991. So that's what I meant by it was around the same kind of time, I thought. And it felt like a very Shirley Valentine-esque thing. Brilliant film, though, if you haven't seen it. I saw that many years ago.
There's a woman 3 doors down talks to a microwave. Talking to a microwave. Whoa, what's the world coming to? The only thing I ever wanted to do was travel. I'd like to drink a glass of wine, sitting by the sea, watching the sun go down. I hardly recognise myself these days. I love it here. Don't I rock?
When Alfred Molina's character, when Mellersh is warned by the local workmen about the boiler, but ignores them, and the explosion happens, he protests, "I didn't know periculoso meant explosion." Well, actually, periculoso actually stands for dangerous, not Italian for explosion.
I remember I had a terrible stand-up fight with Sheena Napier, with the costume designer here, really screaming fight. Because we were making rain, and what she'd done was she'd gone to the various costume houses, and she'd got original costumes. These are real costumes made in the 1920s. And I was pouring water on them, and I needed another take. And she said, "You can't, I won't allow it." And I went, I ripped my own head off apart from anything else, but certainly I
No, I remember what happened. In the general rush, we hadn't had the forethought to find them somewhere to dry out, change, and sort their costumes and go again. We just hadn't done that. And there was a crowd of onlookers by this time, and somebody, realizing the general level of hysteria, offered their kitchen where Miranda and Josie went and huddled.
How
and,
sweet.
Got dried out.
I don't remember that. I just remember this titanic row with Sheena. But
I think it was because we hadn't given Sheena anywhere to regroup and start again, and we had these original costumes to dry out. We didn't have doubles and further possible.
No, the whole business of doing
disaster.
Doing it small.
Yes.
That the carriage journey was shot in about 150 yards of park in Rapallo.
Yes.
It's just a municipal park, which Rex, the cameraman, lit beautifully. And we galloped the carriage around and got what we could.
Wow, this is Dame Joan Plowright's only Oscar-nominated performance. She was also nominated and won a Golden Globe, as did Miranda Richardson, for her performance in this film. Plowright would sell her Golden Globe award at auction in December 2024.
Terrible wet weather.
I just remember it had to be on standby. We knew we couldn't do this sequence without beautiful weather, and we never got the beautiful weather, so everything had to be ready to be dropped if the sun came out.
Oleander.
This speech led to a very late idea. So the story is that Mike Kitchen's father planted a stick, which then sprouted, and we used that idea later in the movie. But I don't think it was in our heads to do it. It was just a piece of dialogue, just there when we began.
I'm fascinated by the acting of the people, to be able to change the way they were with, I know that's acting, to be able to change the way they were with each character from one scene to the next, and to make it make sense as well. The writing, for that specific reason, was phenomenal, because there never felt to be a point where you didn't know why they were acting a certain way. I was always able to tell how the characters were feeling by a certain thing or look they did, even by a certain thing they said. And you saw the characters change. You saw the people change into what they were at the end.
After it came out in America, we had calls from 3 different major Hollywood players from their people saying, please could they now book the castle for a holiday?
I didn't know that.
It was just astonishing, because these are people who know about location. I think they thought it was all there with the maids standing by and so on. We had to explain there wasn't any...
There's nothing there.
There was no water, there was no garden.
I remember there was a wild, surreal time when you and I had thought that, of course, the feeding of the stick. I don't know whether I can tell this.
I'll tell.
Joan suddenly, she went on strike one day, and she said, during this scene, she said, you go too fast. You go too fast. I said, I'm sorry, Joan, I don't mean to go too fast. You go too fast. And I want to rehearse. I said, fine, we'll cancel the rest of the day's shooting and you can rehearse. What would you like to rehearse? She said, I want to rehearse my stick. And she had this business with the stick, this thing that kind of is the symbol of her old womanhood. And we rehearsed and we rehearsed and we rehearsed. And what it meant simply was that poor old Miranda had to dodge this damn stick because she never did the same thing twice. It was like dealing with a kind of sword fight. It was terribly funny. She then felt she'd behaved not well and took me out to dinner, which was sweet of her. I adored her. I thought she was great.
So apparently this film was shot on 16mm film. All the more reason, why is there no better version out there than just the DVD? Maybe the 16mm film was ruined. Maybe that's why they couldn't upscale the quality of the DVD to a Blu-ray in the end or something. Just a Blu-ray. That would be great. Try to bring you guys the best visual quality if I can do. Yeah, see here, it had to be painstakingly transferred to a 35mm for a festival screening on a large theatre screen. So there is a better version out there somewhere.
This was shot on 16mm, not even Super 16.
No, ordinary cooking 16mm.
And when it was chosen to open the London Film Festival the year it was finished, Rex Maidment had to oversee a blow-up to 35mm and a screening at the biggest screen in England. And it caused him much grief, I think, mainly because of the framing difficulties. If you think you're making it for television and then it's on a cinema screen.
Oh, you know, we were saying about the Oscar thing earlier with Joan Plowright and Miranda Richardson being Oscar nominees. Well, the film also includes an Oscar winner, Jim Broadbent. Oh, that's where I've seen her before. Josie Lawrence is in Good Omens. In case you don't know, I don't know if I've brought it to the channel yet when you guys have seen this, but I've watched series 1 of Good Omens so far. I knew she had a very familiar face.
We had 2 prop men on very, very tall stepladders shaking these petals off. Really difficult to get any kind of stretch on. I mean, this whole film is full of sun. And there they go. I was very proud of that. I like dissolving them away like that. It looks so sunny all the time, and
Yes.
it really wasn't.
That appears to be the only trivia there is for the film. I don't know, there's little trivia, but I suppose because it was a made-for-TV film, there's only a certain amount there. But I will definitely grab as much as I can from the DVD commentary for you guys. Any little snippets and tidbits, and as much of extras that I can find, or even behind the scenes set photos that you've most likely seen throughout this entire video. Hope you guys really enjoyed this, the whole package. It makes a really nice change to some of the other stuff that we've watched here on the channel. And this is something very slow paced, a relaxing gem. This is the kind of one that you would put on a Sunday afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know if you guys know, but when I normally do these reactions for films anyway, I like to give you guys a little secret phrase to say thank you to you guys. It's a secret way for you guys to say thank you and to let me know that you've seen it all the way to the very end as well. The tagline to this film is very apt and would work very well for the secret phrase. So feel free to comment down below. Anything can happen, even love, or just anything can happen. Let me know your thoughts to this, and I hope you guys are doing really well, having a lovely day. Whatever you're going to do for the rest of the day, enjoy it. If you do want to check out the full uncut reaction to this, which is basically you can watch it along with me from the very beginning to the very end, then you can do over on Patreon or as a YouTube member as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're still here to the very end, then thank you so much, and also a huge thank you to my wonderful patrons: Roger C. Griffith, Douglas Collier, Terry V, Miggy Love, Chris Holmes, Jojo, Thomas Masters, Shoehorn1234, Res, Patrick Durr, Andrew Blount, Carlos, Marla Mize, Rob, Chandra Blair, Scott, Paul Zawicki, Randy, Kirsten, Juan Pablo Camero, JL, Maggie, Freya Alexandra, Milo, Miranda, Edna, Gina Aman, Tess Avaland, Olivia, Maria Stoicheva, Neno, Megan Janoviak, Rainy Tomo, Strawberry Tree, Kirsten Bailey, Boobly Boo, Louise Vanderhoven, Aubrey Terry, Wraithist, Heidi Steele, City D, Bumblebee, Joshua, Jesse, Rena Burra, Meet, Lolita Verbakovskia, Eli, Holly Jeffries, Alenka Hafner, HM Garth, Chloe Grover, Neb, Kyle Baker, Abby Barker, Tom Tattershall, Kristen Olds, Tilly Chum, Laura Hutchison, Tara M. Will Coxon, Sazzy Nation, Ferdinand Pitchard, Jim McKay, Sphere, Mel Days, Fran in the Pen, BG, Tara, Rags and Muffins, Nameless Human Being, Deb, Philippa Chapman, Emily, Panda, David Wayne Fox, Jessica Asakovich, Sue Pro, Naja in Workshop, Mike Tunnicliffe, Wolfgang Wolf, Lee, Harvey, Ankame, Aninya, Evan G, Violet Aurora, Pamela Chandler Rash, Scott Howard, Joshua, Robert Williams, Steve Webster, Amanda, Lipaz, Jamie Dodds, King, Happy Go Lucky, Caitlin, Analytical Guy, Maria Torres, Cliff Adams, Jonathan, Dirk, Annie Bonds, Crystal Appleby, Scorpius, Monica Murphy, Sebastian St-Ange, Varga, Leslie McKittrick, Nick Stark, Number 1 Carez, Jen, Biff McKeldin, Birgit, Stephanie Collins, Emily, Ken Duncan, Max, Helena Klitsch, Amy Quattlebaum, Ry Levi, Wayne DeFries, JJ, Mikhail Augustine Reed, Malcolm Hope, Lee Hallam, Bill Waite, Charlie Elkin, Mika Least, Jeffrey Welton, Aleidoscope, George, Ingrid, Stephanie Sexton, Jude, Bera, Robinio GD, Catherine Ellis, Vincent Pare, Sammy Fan, Eric Jansen, David K, Stephen, Edcat, MB8, Border Collie Lover 223, Caitlin, Juiced, The Gallifreyan Rebel, James, Johnny115, Tim, Paul Hess, Frank Tex, Marie Clark, Robin, Matt Quinn, Offer Rock, Bruce Heckerman, Joe, Victoria Helm, James Melton, Beatrice Soiler, Siegfried, Clara Groslouis, Lana Gorgeous, David Stafford, Rebecca K. McDowell, Ashley Stanley, Sophia, Fabian, Paul Byrne, Bear, Nadia, Chris Thompson, Erin Milieu, Kate Wheeler, Janet Rose Ashley, Alex, Tyler, Just a Little Tired, and Chute de Bruxelles. If you'd like to see more videos, there's some more on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you next time.